Welcome back. Last time we were mining for cassiterite when we had this dirt drop in our way. So I think it's time for us to explore supports. Though TerraFirmaCraft makes a lot more blocks affected by gravity, it also adds a way to prevent them from caving in the form of supports. So we're going to head back to the cabin and make a couple of them. So supports are made from wood, and we will figure out exactly how to craft them once we get here. Oh, and in the meantime, we will eat, because if you notice, we were about to starve. Okay, let's figure this out. Take some wood and support. So you need a saw and 2 logs in a row. A saw and 2 logs in a row. This we can do. Eight vertical supports, 8 horizontal supports. And we can put, hate that, but at least now I have a metal axe, so it does not take quite as long to undo it. And while we're here, let's put some things away. Okay, that's useless. Let us run back out there. Even though it's getting dark, we're going to dive down into the ground when we get there anyway, so we should not really worry about the mobs. We are also armed at this point. Which should also help us to take care of them. Of course, it would be nice if the world would load. There we go. Okay, so what we're going to do we are going to dig some of these out. Now, the way this works, vertical support beams can be placed on the ground and on top of each other. They themselves do nothing. A horizontal support beam if I recall correctly, actually, the vertical support beams I think have to be 3 high. Okay. I'm not just going to leave this cassiterite unharvested. Let's take this before we set anything up here. Oh my goodness, it's everywhere. that was another cave-in. So let's actually set this up. 3 high vertical support beam, horizontal. Excellent. Now, the horizontal support beam prevents anything on its level or the level above from caving in within, I believe, 4 blocks of the beam. So 1, 2, 3. This should be safe now. Excellent. And I believe the next block should be 2. But if we were to mine out that one after it, I do not think it would be safe. So, what I'm going to do, now that we have these beams, but if it starts to cave in, it'll all come down, unfortunately. Anyway, now that we have these beams, I am going to mine out some more of this cassiterite, and I will see you again when I've done that. And I'm back. If we look here, we can see our haul. I stopped after I filled 2 vessels with the cassiterite. This is going to be enough to last us a very long time, and there's still quite a bit down in the mine. You can also see I took out a couple of trees to get more ladders. We were nearly out. I also maybe died once. No big deal. I fixed it. Don't worry. Anyway, I noticed as I was coming back that it appears something out there might be fully grown. So let's... There we go. Grab our hoe and see what's going on. Switch to growth mode. These guys are all done, as are these. So let's collect this year's harvest. Potatoes. That is a lot of potatoes. And a lot of oats. Well, not nearly as many oats. Still. And while we are out here, okay, check on our, leather. We can use that. Also, can start that medium hide preparing. Soon, we will be rolling in leather. Okay, so potatoes are vegetables. I suppose that shouldn't be surprising. Let us see if we've got any room in this. Okay, we do not currently have any room in our vegetable vessels, so we'll use these ones. Oof. That's a lot of potatoes. I expect that'll last us quite a while. Now, we can put our oats here. seeds away here. Now I think I noticed as we were entering the house that one of our experiments has completed. You may remember that earlier in the series I hypothesized that berries left on the bush would stay there indefinitely and be a good source of food later. Well, if you recall, these elderberry bushes all had berries on them until recently. They no longer do. So that means that berries on the bush will still eventually disappear. That's too bad. But I guess it means that I can eat berries at will when I see them, since they won't be there forever. Ugh. But the entire point is not to have them take up my inventory space or my storage space. So maybe I can just toss them on the ground if I'm not going to eat them right then. I'll keep these ones for now, though. So, we have leather. Let's see what we can make with it. Okay, using not enough items, we see item frames. We don't really want those. We could use it all on a bellows. That might be a good investment. That'll make our forge go faster. We can use it for books. And I guess that's it. Do we have any uses for books? Huh? Oh, we can't get the obsidian or diamonds for a crafting table, or an enchantment table. So that's not of any use to us. Can use it in decoration. Okay. And we could write a book. Okay. So we don't want to make books. I think maybe we'll make the bellows to start. The other thing we can use it for is leather crafting, which is kind of like the stone knapping, the clay molding. You basically take pieces away to make a pattern, but we will do that with our next batch. And we are out of planks at the moment. Oh. Did not mean to do that. Let's reload. That is one issue with the crossbow. Takes a while to reload. And right-clicking on things apparently sends bolts into them. So I actually got some extra wood, which I'm going to store from now on in here. Whenever we fill this room up, we can make more coal. But for the time being, we'll take some planks and the leather to make a bellows. Now, I don't remember which way to place this, but I know the hole has to face the forge. So, other way. There we go. Now, we can right-click the bellows to blow air over the forge. If this was burning, it would more quickly burn through the coal, but it would increase the heat. This is necessary for working with certain forms of iron and other high-end materials. But for the time being, put away our crafting goods. The next thing we have to do is get more copper. Because if our pick breaks and we don't have enough to make another pick, well, we're going to be spending some time searching the surface for copper bits again. And that's no fun. So, the advantage is that we've marked several places that have copper on the map. I've got the waypoints turned off at the moment. I always forget to do that, but I don't like to see them all the time. I mark too liberally for that. But I do recall where one is, because that's where we were heading when we found all that cassiterite. Which is fine, because we need the cassiterite too for the bronze. Yeah, over here we had found some pieces of copper on the surface. So this means that somewhere nearby-ish there is copper. And we can see here on the mini-map, this is the place where we found the copper. So, anyway, we have ladders, we've got a shovel. Let's dig until we find it. I'm gonna search out some copper, hopefully, and I will come back and show you what I find. Ha! Found it. Took me a while, and as you can see, my pick has taken the brunt of the effort. Well, damage, certainly. Let's see what the value of this is. Rich. Ugh. So, ores, I may have mentioned before, come in 3 varieties. Rich, I think poor, and normal. Rich has 35 units per piece. Normal has 25, and poor has 15. So, if there is much copper here at all, it's going to be very valuable. I am going to spend another little while mining around, see what I can get, and I will talk to you after I have enough copper to feel good about myself. Well, I mined and mined until my pick broke, and I got 2 full vessels, so 8, 12, 14, 15, 15 and a quarter stacks. That is going to last us quite a while, and combined with all that cassiterite we mined earlier, I think we might actually be able to move up a tier. If we smelt this down into bronze and make a bronze anvil, I think we can then try to make some bronze plates, which is how we will make our bloomery, which finally will complete the chain and allow us to smelt iron. In which case we have the excellent and fun task of hunting through the world for a good iron deposit and mining it all up. Yeah. But for now, what it means is I should get busy smelting some bronze. Let's just check our friends the sheep first. Make sure they have not yet. Nope. No little lammies born yet. Hopefully soon. Because lamb is delicious. Nah, I'm kidding, I don't need any mutton right now. I've got 3 vessels full of it. Anyway, I also got this chipped tourmaline, which is fun, and has the added benefit of being essentially useless. I think, yeah, we could theoretically use it to make a protection meter, which tells us a little bit about what's happening with the spawn protection in the area. So, I've told you before that mobs basically won't spawn in areas you spend a lot of time in. That meter will tell you whether you've spent that prerequisite amount of time. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna clean up my inventory and then get busy smelting up a bunch of bronze. And maybe I'll cut in as I'm pouring it to show you just how much I'm making. See you soon. Okay guys, I worked out what should have been the perfect ratio of copper to tin. I've got a bunch of barrels full of water lined up here. Let's start pouring. So each of these 4 vessels has about almost 19 ingots of bronze. A little bit less. We'll have to combine some of these vessels with some of those other old maids we have that have only 10 units of bronze in them. I also did 2 of my pit kilns just with molds, so we would be able to fill as quickly as possible. And hopefully we will be able to get all this bronze out before it hardens. I don't actually know how long I have before that happens. I've never had it happen before, but I know it does. And I'd like to avoid it. Okay, one more and then we'll start popping out ingots. I'm also going to, make some double ingots when I can. If I ever get one that is workable. I want one that is as hot as possible, but not liquid. Let's see if we can weld some of these. Okay. I think we will be able to. So the issue is we need to weld enough to get 7 double ingots. Okay. I am going to put everything... Oh, that's too bad. These ingots will not go into that. Okay. That's fine. Let's keep pouring and hope we can do it quickly enough to get through everything. I'm gonna keep working on this, and I will bring you guys back either when I'm done or things solidify. Well, that's as far as I got. We've got a nice pile of ingots started. Here are our 7 double ingots for our anvil. And I worked it out, we'll need 16 more of them in order to get the bloomery. Which means 32 total bronze ingots. I think we're probably nearly there. But, unfortunately, I only got through 2 of the 4 vessels. So we've still got an entire 2 vessels to pour. I think I am going to set those here, and I'll heat them and get that going. And I'm going to make as much progress on this as I can to probably make sure I get all 16 of the double ingots we'll need. But I'll do all that off camera. And then next time we can come back and get right into forging the sheets we're going to need and making our bloomery. I didn't actually end up using any of these water barrels. I had enough inventory space just to shuffle the hot ingots around. So, yeah. I guess that's it for today. I'll see you next time.